Hello again. Welcome back to chapter 12 of Ratburger. Instant suspension. What is the worst thing that could ever happen to you at school? When you arrive in the morning, you walk through the playground and realise you forgot to put on any of your clothes except for your school tie. In the exam, you become so nervous about getting the answers right and your stomach churns so badly that your bum explodes. During a football match, you run around kissing all your teammates after you have scored a goal, only to be told by the PE teacher that it was in fact an own goal. You trace your family tree in a history class and you find out that you are related to your headmaster. You have a sneezing fit in front of the head teacher and cover them head to toe in snot. It's fancy dress day at school, but you get the date wrong and you spend the entire day dressed up as Lady Gaga. You're playing Hamlet in William Shakespeare's play at school, and halfway through the "to be or not to be" speech, your auntie rushes up from the audience, spits on a tissue and wipes your face with it. You take off your trainers after games and the smell of mouldy cheese is so bad the entire school has to be closed down for a week to be defumigated. At lunchtime in the dining hall, you overdose on baked beans and you do a blow-off that lasts all afternoon. You smuggle a rat into school in your blazer and it climbs up and sits on your head during a lesson. Any of those would be enough to get you added to the list of infamous pupils, those famous for all the wrong reasons. With the rat on the head incident, Zoe was about to be on the list of shame forever. "You have a rat on your head," repeated Miss Midge. "Oh, do I, miss?" said Zoe, mock innocently. "Oh, don't worry," said Miss Midge. "Sit very still and we'll call the caretaker. I'm sure he can kill it." Kill it? No!" Zoe reached onto her head and lifted the rodent over her now even more wiry mess of red hair and held it in front of her. Children around her got up from their seats and backed away from her. "Zoe, do you know this rat?" said Miss Midge suspiciously. No," said Zoe. At this point, Armitage ran up her arm and climbed into her breast pocket. Zoe looked down at him. Did that rat just climb into your pocket?" "No," said Zoe ridiculously. "It is clear," said Miss Midge, "that this filthy beast is your pet." "Armitage is not a filthy beast." "Armitage?" said Miss Midge. "Why on earth is he called that?" "Oh, it's a long story, miss. Look, he's safely in my pocket now. Please continue." The teacher and the rest of the class were so gobsmacked by her casual response, for a moment no one knew what to say or do. The silence was deafening, but it didn't last. "You heard what the headmaster said," roared Miss Midge. "Instant suspension!" But I can explain." "Get out! Get out of my classroom, you vile little girl! And take that disgusting creature with you!" snarled the teacher. Without making eye contact with anyone, Zoe quietly gathered her books and pens and put them into her plastic bag. She pushed her chair back and it squealed against the shiny floor. "Excuse me," said Zoe to no one in particular. As quietly as she could, she made her way to the door. She put her hand on the handle. "I said instant suspension!" yelled Miss Midge. "I don't want to see you until the end of term!" Bye-bye then," said Zoe, not sure what else to say. She opened the classroom door slowly and closed it quietly behind her. Behind the frosted glass in the corridor, she could see 30 distorted little faces pressed themselves up against it to watch her go. There was a pause. Then there was an enormous eruption of laughter as the little girl made her way along the hall. Miss Midge yelled at them, "Silence!" With everyone still in class, the school felt strangely tranquil. All Zoe could hear were her own footsteps echoing along the corridor and flapping of the rogue sole of her shoe. For a moment, the drama of what had just taken place seemed extremely distant, as if it had all happened in someone else's lifetime. School had never felt so eerily empty before. It was like this was a dream. Yet, if this was the calm after the storm, it wasn't to last long. The bell rang for lunch break, and like a dam bursting the classroom doors in the long corridor flung open, and a blast of school children spurted out. Zoe quickened her pace. She knew the news of her having a rat on her head in history class would spread like the plague itself. Zoe had to get out of school, and fast. Okay, see you next time.